Welcome back, Youth Yoga. Welcome back to bringing yoga into our daily lives. Today we're going to move into asana, asana with our breath. So we move into asana today with our physical postures and syncing our breath to that physical posture and movement. Let's begin by observing our breath. We become aware of how we feel right now in this very present moment. Keeping in mind, we can only change what we are aware of. Our awareness becomes attention with a specific focus. As we bring our attention to alignment, a position of alliance or agreement, it is the most sufficient path to a goal supported by nature. Here we align breath to body movement as we physically align our spine and stack our joints. This brings us to acceptance, learning to accept life just as it is, accepting every part of you. As we learn to completely accept ourselves the way we are, and the way we are right now, we detach from our ego drive. With our physical practice of asana today, we learn with awareness we can change our present moment. We pay attention to what the body is feeling and align ourselves with the nature, accepting ourself and what actually is. These are the 5 A's of asana. Then we allow the best path forward to unfold as we move through awareness, attention, alignment, acceptance, and allowing. Let's take a moment, breathing in, closing the eyes, centering just to surrender into our moment. So honoring yourself right now. Whether we're sitting, lying down, it doesn't matter. Take a moment. Taking in nice deep breaths as we relax and align our joints. If we're standing, we're still aligning. Our knees are soft, our feet are grounded. We're about hip-width distance apart. If we're sitting up nice and tall. The shoulders round down and back. We lengthen all the way through the spine, through the crown of the head. Let's take nice deep breaths here as the eyes are closed. Inhaling and exhaling. Noticing the belly rise and fall. Once again, whether we're sitting, standing, lying down. We might put our hands on our abs for a moment, feeling that expansion, and maybe even one hand on the heart. Noticing the full belly, the heart rises as we expand with air, and as we exhale, we compress. Navel moves in towards the spine. Working on awareness today, alignment, paying attention, and just allowing the best path forward to unfold. Couple more breaths here, centering. All right, releasing and starting to open the eyes again. We're going to bring movement to the body today, so let's step it out. Let's bring it wide. Let's find our legs wide here. Our soles of the feet are into the ground. Those toes point forward. My heels are grounded. Let's inhale, lengthen up, arms up and over. And let's exhale, keep the arms lengthened, the lateral flexion as we reach over to one side. Abs are tight. Let's inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale to the opposite side. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, reaching to lateral flexion. Inhale, lengthen center. Exhale, lateral flexion. Inhale, lengthening back up. And let's exhale, bring hands all the way down to the hips. As we bring hands on hips, we're still having a wide stance. We have grounded feet. And hopefully we're in touch with our feet here. We're in touch with the legs, feeling grounded. So we feel as if we're spreading that mat apart. Let's inhale here and exhale forward, hinging at the hips, keeping a nice flat back. You can soften the knees here. Hands stay on hips, roll those shoulders back. Let your dog sniff your face. And let's inhale, lengthen all the way back up. So remember, we stayed in that flat lengthen back. We're just lifting back up. Inhale, up and over into volcano. So palms can come together. Cross the thumbs, reaching up here. Inhale, drawing all that energy up, inward and upward through the fingertips. Let's exhale. We're gonna make that sound like we're fogging the mirror. Bring the hands back to the hips. Inhale, this time draw the shoulders back, lift through the heart, bring the gaze up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Keep those knees slightly soft and allow yourself to move forward and down. Keeping the back flat, let's inhale, come up to parallel with the floor. Keeping the knees soft here. Let's move our hands down to one leg. Bring the other hand to that leg or possibly to the ground. Most of the weight is into the soles of the feet. You're lengthening through the back, so not a lot of weight into your fingers or hands. Let's exhale. We're going to move to the other side. Watch out, Sadie girl. And you're going to bring your hands over to the other side, keeping that flat back. I simply moved my flat back over to the other side. Good girl. And let's move back to center. Inhale, we're coming up to that flat back, hands on hips, keep those knees soft. Let's inhale and lengthen all the way up back through center. Drawing arms up and over again, coming back into that volcano. Those palms are together. Cross the thumbs, inhale, lengthen through the torso. And exhale again. All right, let's start to bring those feet back together, hip width distance apart. Inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale, coming into forward fold, hinge forward down, grab a hold of behind our legs and draw the body closer. Let's inhale to monkey, so hands on the shins. Inhale, gaze forward, roll the shoulders back, draw the heart forward with the gaze. Exhale, forward fold, drawing closer to the legs. Let's inhale, open up those arms, keep that nice flat back. We're gonna come up and over, all the way overhead. And exhale, palms together, hands to heart. We're gonna set up for our chair pose. So let's keep our hip width distance apart here. Nice, strong feet. We're gonna bring the weight to our heels. So practice by lifting up the toes. You can bring hands to heart here. We're gonna exhale and just hinge back at the hips, hinge at the knees. Try and keep that flat back as you have hands either on above the knees here or right at the heart, keeping that nice flat back. We can see our big toes. We should be able to see all our toes. Let's inhale, lengthen up and over. Exhale, forward fold. Let's bring the hands down and move it into our downward facing dog. Inhale, we're gonna move into our plank pose. Finding that nice flat plank here, whether it be kneeling plank, forearm, or regular. Couple breaths, we're getting in tune with the breath here. Let's exhale, gently bring the knees down, keep the nice flat back, draw the elbows into the ribcage, crocodile, hinge at the hips, keep the flat back, draw the chin down, then the heart down, then bring the hips down, baby cobra, lift through the heart, draw the shoulders back, squeeze scapulas, lift the palms of the hands, gazing forward, one more breath. Let's exhale, release down. Inhale, kneeling partial plank. Exhale, let's bring it back into a wide-legged extended child's pose. So just drawing glutes to heels, reaching forward and down. You can always bring forearms down here, lengthen. When you are ready, you can bring yourself all the way down, reaching and releasing. Let's exhale. We're gonna bring ourselves back up. So as we come back up, let's move right into our cow and cat. So remember, with cow cat, we have stacked joints, shoulders to wrists and our knees to hips. Spread those fingers wide or make a fist and tuck the thumb in. Let's drop the back, roll the shoulders back, inhale, gaze forward, lift through your tailbone, lift through the heart, the gaze, and let's exhale, round the back into our cat. Inhale, moving into cow, release the spine, relax, gaze forward. Expanding breath here, getting in touch with the breath. Exhaling, cat pose. Inhaling, cow pose. Nice, deep, full belly breaths. Exhale, cat. Let's inhale, nice flat back. We're gonna come into our hero's pose first. So this means my knees are bent. I'm setting back. Right now I'm on my heels. So I'm gonna take those heels and just slightly move it out from under my glutes so that I can sit my glutes now on the ground. My feet and heels are close to me, very close to me, but they're on the ground and my glutes are in between. Now, maybe this is just as far as we go today. So we might just sit nice and tall in our hero's pose. We're gonna try and move into an incline hero's pose, which has to do with our quads and opening up. So I'm gonna move myself forward. I'm gonna sit my glutes between my feet. My feet are still, soles of the feet are pointed up. Now I can bring my palms and my hands, my fingertips point forward or up towards the heel. I'm gonna bring the palms down to the feet. I'm gonna slowly hinge at my elbows and release down into the floor at my elbows. I'm trying to keep my knees hip-width distance apart, so I'm looking forward towards my knees, seeing that my hips and my knees are aligning. My forearms are on the ground here. I roll the shoulders back. I'm lifting through the heart. My gaze might be upward here. Now it depends on how far you can go. You don't want it to be painful. This is just a stretch. You can be uncomfortable, but not painful. So once we're here, maybe we release the head if that's comfortable. Maybe we can release closer to the ground. This just means that we can bring the full back all the way down and the head and release. We're still trying to keep the hip width distance apart. You're lifting through the heart. The palms might be down beside us now. We're breathing here. One more breath in our incline hero's pose. And then let's start to bring ourselves back up. So we start back at the forearms and the elbows. And we start to use our abs as well as our arm strength to bring us up. We can bring ourselves all the way up here. As we come all the way up, making our way back to all fours on our mat, let's tuck the toes under and start to bring our hands back so that we come into camel's pose. So we might have felt more of a stretch in our low back with what we just did with our hero's incline. Let's make fists for the back. Let's press the fist into the low back. We're going to move into our camel's pose so it's more with the upper back. Let's inhale to roll those shoulder blades back and together and the elbows together as well. Let's lift through the heart, bring the gaze up, and just breathe here. And let's exhale. We're going to release that. We're going to bring it all the way down into an extended child's pose. So hands down. Let's untuck those feet. Release glutes to heels, knees point forward. Let's extend through the arms and release the head. Remember, we're staying in touch with the breath today. So nice deep inhales and exhales as we pay attention. Focusing on the breath. Now we're going to take the hands. We want to do extended child's pose to the side. So let's walk the hands, keep the body low, keep the back lengthened and flat. We're still facing the floor, knees, hips stay put. We've walked our hands, our arms, so we're extending to one side. You can release the head if that feels good. Staying with the breath here. Our attention is on the breath today. And let's gently release. We're gonna move all the way through center. Coming to the other side. Try and keep it low, walking those hands, keeping knees planted, glutes planted, extending to the other direction, releasing the head. And let's move it back to center. As we move back to center, let's move to our downward facing dog. So walk it forward, plant those hands shoulder distance apart, tuck those toes, lift those glutes. We have hip width distance apart. Let's pedal the legs for a moment. Finding a nice flat back. And let's inhale, one leg comes up and over. The other, we're going to exhale, draw that bent knee forward between the two hands. So try and grab that leg, draw it forward. So we're in our low lunge. We have knee ankle alignment here, toes point forward, hands on each side of the leg. And we want to come closer to the ground instead of the hips being up so high. So we're going to exhale and move the torso to the inside of that leg, lengthen through the back, drop the hips, and try to lengthen also the shoulders away from the ears. You can always release the back knee on the ground to help get closer to our mat. Tucking the toes back under, we're lifting that knee back up and off the mat. Let's set that foot back into our downward facing dog. Inhale, the opposite leg comes up and back through the heel, lengthening up, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, draw forward. Once again, you can grab a hold of that leg, draw it forward. We have this low lunge, hands on each side of the foot. Let's bring the torso to the inside of that leg. Sink the hips a little bit closer to the floor. Have the shoulders rolled back and lengthen through our neck. And you can always release the knee down towards the floor, opening that hip just a little bit more. Let's exhale, pick up the knee again, keep the length in our low lunge, and start to draw back the leg into our downward facing dog. Let's inhale back to the first leg we started on. We're going to move into pigeon, so drawing that heel up. Exhale, bend the knee. This time the knee comes straight forward through the two hands. So your two hands are planted, knee came forward. That leg is on an angle, pointing, allowing the sole of the foot to be up. The leg that's lengthened behind us, the knee points towards the ground. The toes can be tucked. You can untuck the toes. Let's try and bring our hands directly under our shoulders. And as we lengthen the back, letting ourselves move one side to the other, rocking gently, trying to allow the hips to sink evenly towards the floor. Finding that breath again as we have a little bit of movement into our hips here. And then let's find stability where the hips are side by side. And exhale, release the heart right over that leg. You can bring forearms down, you can release the head, or you can stretch forward, reaching and releasing. And let's walk our hands back towards us. Towards the pigeon again. That back leg, we're going to bend the knee, dorsiflex the foot towards the ceiling. Lengthen through our back as we are in that pigeon pose. Just lengthening here. Nice deep breaths. Let's exhale, release, keep the toes tucked under as we're going to lift the knee and start to move back into our downward facing dog. So coming back up into downward facing dog here. Let's inhale, plank. Exhale, kneeling plank. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, moving through crocodile, hinging at the elbows, keep a flat back. First the chin comes down, the heart, then the pelvis. Let's inhale, baby cobra. Draw the shoulders back, squeeze the scapula, lift the palms of the hands. Exhale, let's release back down. Inhale, coming back into our kneeling plank. Exhale, let's bring it all the way back into our extended child's pose for a moment. 2 breaths here. And let's start to bring it back out into our downward facing dog. We know what side we did our pigeon from, so let's bring in downward facing dog here. And we're gonna lift that opposite leg. So lifting that other leg up, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, draw it forward through the 2 palms of the hands as we move into our pigeon pose. Release that back leg, knee faces down towards the mat, release the foot. And as we find our shoulders relaxing down the back, palms of the hands spread wide, knee points forward, we're gently rocking left and right, trying to find the hips loosening up here. So our hip might not come all the way to the ground. We can even put a pillow there to help prop us. We're trying to look for the hips right across from each other instead of one coming all the way down and the other one being up. So just looking back and forth. Maybe even closing the eyes, letting awareness take over as we relax into this pose. Nice deep breaths here. And then when we're ready, let's exhale, release all the way down, whether we come to forearms and release the head, or we move all the way forward and down and relax over the leg. Let's start to bring the head back up, walking the hands back towards ourselves. So just gently walking the hands, just roll the shoulders back, lengthen through the back. Back leg bend at the knee, start to dorsiflex the foot so that it moves up towards the ceiling. Try and find that alignment, lengthen through the back here. You might even make fists for wrists if that feels better for you. One more breath. Let's exhale, release that. As we release, allowing the glute to come all the way to the ground, we're just gonna bend, soften those knees. We're already on the ground here. So let's come all the way down to our glutes. Hip width distance apart, toes up towards the ceiling, maybe soft knees and lengthen through the back. Let's inhale up and over. Exhale, we're coming forward, all the way forward, fold. So right now we might have a round in the back, our knees might be bent, we're grabbing a hold of anywhere along our legs that is comfortable, whether it be right at the knees, maybe the ankles, maybe the toes, wherever we feel comfort here. And as we get a hold, we're gonna start to roll the shoulders back and draw the heart forward and lengthen through the back on an inhale. So we have a good grip of the legs, maybe the ankles, feet, or toes. We're lengthening through the back, and let's exhale. If we have the knees bent, try to allow the legs to now press down towards the mat. Keep the length in the back for now. Inhaling, feeling that expanding breath through the back. This time we can exhale. We're gonna release the head forward down, soften those elbows. As we inhale, let's draw the heart forward, roll the shoulders back, bringing the gaze forward so we feel like we have a nice flat back. Exhale, releasing forward again, rounding if it feels good. And inhale, lengthen through that flat back. Let's exhale, coming all the way back up into our sitting position. As we come to a sitting position, let's bend one knee, sole the foot on the ground. Take the opposite arm, wrap it around that leg. And let's take that other arm and bring it down into the mat. Fingers point behind us. We can lengthen. Let's roll the shoulders back. Keep a nice flat back as we twist and look over that shoulder. Nice deep breaths. We're slowing down. We're getting in touch with our breath. We're going to move to the other side. So release that leg down. Bend the opposite knee up. And remember, opposite arm comes wrapping around. Keep length up and through the back, shoulders back and down. Sweep the other hand back and down. Let's lengthen through the back as we open up through the shoulders, through the waist. And the word for today is awareness. This is our key word for today. Let's exhale. Go ahead and start to bring it back forward. Release that leg. We're going to come all the way to the ground and get ready for Shavasana along with our dog. So soften those knees around the back. Allow yourself to come all the way down. Relaxing the back. Hands can still be on the knees here. We might look to one side, maybe the other side. Maybe a cat or dog is attacking us. So we're just releasing the neck here. We still have a hold of the knees. And let's exhale, bring knees to chest. Inhale, release the soles of the feet on the ground. And bring the palms down. Let's inhale, lift the hips for our bridge pose. Let's exhale, release that bridge pose. Inhale, lengthen arms up and over. Feel that stretch through the back. Exhale, tighten those abs, draw knees to chest, grab a hold of the knees again. Let's gently rock side to side here. And gently release the soles of the feet. Remember, we're getting comfortable for Shavasana here. Let's open up the palms of the hands. If we have any low back issues, we might take heel toes out to the side and let the knees crouch to center, allowing the pelvis and the low back to press down into the floor, opening up. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and open up the palms of the hands, letting the arms extend out to the sides. And let's start to focus on our breath here. Inhaling. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Allowing the body to relax. Feeling the breath of energy like a wave moving through the body. As we inhale, we expand. As we exhale, we release. Today we meditate to develop that witnessing awareness. This is the ability to be consciously aware and present, while simultaneously the body and mind experience and react to whatever is happening externally. We learn to consciously use the intelligent organizing capacity of nature to make choices and decisions in our daily life. We use the 5 A's of Asana as a guideline for developing full empowerment. In today's meditation, we deepen our experience through awareness, being the observer of self, honoring, valuing, and not losing integrity by identifying with the passing thoughts and feelings of the situation. You can only change what you're aware of. Breathing in, breathing out. We bring attention and focus to our awarenesses as we become empowered through conscious choices and decisions. Every choice is important in creating our personal reality. Creation flows from the inside out. The more centered and calm we are, the more self-organized and powerful our consciousness becomes. Conscious choice is more successful and life-supporting, with fewer unconscious mistakes. This centered state of mind is what consciousness is. Our awareness is strengthened by being open and relaxed in every situation. Responding the way you believe would be positive for everyone. We find the most sufficient path to a goal, supported by nature, through alignment. We align our thoughts, our speech, our actions. We align our body, breath, and heart. We also find postural alignment within the body. We begin to accept every part of us. We accept what is right here, right now. Breathing in, breathing out. We allow ourselves consciously to detach from our ego drive. We use these principles to consciously attune ourselves to the universe. Breathing in, breathing out. Taking in as much of our surroundings as we can. We live in so much effort, struggle, and conflict that these hidden aspects of consciousness may be missed or overlooked. We seek awareness as we become aware of ourself, our body, how we feel, how we think. We start to notice our patterns. Then we pay attention, finding focus within our awareness. And then we find acceptance, deeply accepting ourselves, and even being able to accept what actually is. And as we bring awareness, attention, we find alignment. alignment of the body, alignment of the mind, finding that alignment is a goal supported by nature. It's the most sufficient path to a goal. And as we find awareness, attention, acceptance, alignment, we move into allow. This is where we can surrender. Surrendering to our path, to our journey. As we practice the 5 A's, bringing us into alignment with our true self and allowing the best path forward to unfold. Breathing in, breathing out. Coming back to our breath awareness. As we come back to focus on our inhales and our exhales. And as we lie here or sit, we find the connection to the earth. We find grounding. We find our stability here. And we start to bring that awareness out into the body. As we find the breath expanding through the body, through the limbs, and releasing as we exhale. And soon we start to maybe move the fingers and the toes. Moving back to awareness into the room. Even keeping the eyes shut for just a little longer. As we start to move our fingers, our toes. We might even take a moment and stretch overhead, contracting the body, reawakening. And when we are ready, if we can gently move to our left side in fetal position, maybe even hugging the knees. And when we are ready, we can gently press the palms of the hands into the earth as we press away, lifting back up into our sitting position. As we are ready, we can gently start to open the eyes, knowing we're going to have a good day today. Namaste. Namaste. Have a wonderful day today as we take this awareness and this energy throughout the day with us, knowing we can always keep peace within ourselves. Have a wonderful day.